Once upon a time, there was a young man named Ethan. At 26, he lived in a crowded city filled with noise, traffic, and an endless rush. On the surface, Ethan had everything most people dream of: a steady job, his own small apartment, and friends. But deep inside, he felt completely empty and exhausted. His mind was never quiet. The moment he woke up, he'd start worrying about the day ahead. When he tried to sleep, his thoughts would race like wild horses, replaying past mistakes and imagining future failures. Because of this, he never truly lived in the present. Even his smiles felt forced, like a mask he wore for the world. One day, after another sleepless night, Ethan decided he needed a break. He packed a small bag and traveled to a remote village nestled near the mountains, hoping that silence might finally bring him some peace. The village was small and tranquil. There were no tall buildings, no blaring horns, just the gentle rustle of trees, the sweet chirping of birds, and the crisp, fresh air. While walking near the edge of the village, Ethan noticed an old man sitting beside a river. The river flowed gently, not too fast, not too slow, just calm and steady. The old man looked simple, but his face carried a profound sense of peace. Ethan approached and sat beside him. "Sir, may I ask you something?" he said softly. The old man smiled and nodded. "My mind never rests." Ethan continued. "I am always thinking, always worrying. I want peace, but I can't seem to find it." The old man didn't answer right away. Instead, he pointed at the river and said, "Watch the water." Ethan was confused, but he did as he was told. He watched as the river flowed gracefully around rocks, branches, and uneven patches of land. It never stopped, it never complained, it never rushed. After a few minutes, the old man asked, "What do you see?" Ethan replied, "The river keeps moving forward, no matter what comes in its way." The old man smiled. "Good. Now tell me, does the river worry about where it will be tomorrow?" Ethan shook his head. "No." "And does it regret where it came from yesterday?" "No." Ethan said again. "Yet it reaches the ocean," the old man said calmly. "Not by rushing, but by flowing." Ethan was silent, absorbing the words. The old man then took a small leaf and placed it gently on the water. "Follow this leaf with your eyes," he instructed. Ethan focused all his attention on the single leaf as it floated downstream. For the first time in a very long time, his thoughts began to slow down. There was no past, no future. There was only this leaf, in this moment. After a while, the old man spoke again, his voice gentle. "Your mind is tired because it is always running ahead or looking back. Peace comes when you learn to stay where your feet are." Ethan felt something profound shift inside him. "But how do I do that in my real life, back in the city?" he asked. The old man stood up and said, "Come with me." They walked to a small wooden bridge that crossed the quietly flowing river. The old man said, "For 1 minute, just breathe slowly. Feel the air entering your body, and feel it leaving." Ethan closed his eyes and followed his instructions. He took one slow breath, then another. The constant noise inside his head began to fade, replaced by a quiet calm. After a minute, the old man said, "This is the secret. Life happens only in this breath, this step, this moment." Ethan opened his eyes. The world looked the same, but he felt completely different. The old man continued, "Your thoughts are like clouds in the sky. You don't have to chase them or fight them. Just watch them pass." Tears welled up in Ethan's eyes, not from sadness, but from an overwhelming sense of relief. He finally understood. Peace wasn't something he had to find somewhere else. It was something he simply had to stop running away from. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Ethan thanked the old man and walked back to the village. That night, he slept deeply and peacefully, for the first time in years. When he returned to the city, nothing around him had changed. The noise was still there. The rush was still there, but he was different. Now, whenever his mind became restless, he would pause, he would take a deep breath, and he would bring himself back to the present. Like the river, he learned to move forward calmly, patiently, and without fear. Peace does not come when life becomes quiet. Peace comes when your mind learns to stay in the present moment. Thanks for watching.